If your heart won't let someone go, don't crown it, don't crush it. In the next 10 minutes, we'll tell the difference between a spark that burns you out and a light you can live in. You felt this before. They don't fit your checklist, your timing, your type, and yet your attention drifts back like a tide you can't command. It isn't love at first sight. It's quieter, like a bell ringing deep inside before you know why. Carl Jung would call that a signal from the unconscious. The Stoics would add, notice the signal, then choose your meaning. Don't let the feeling choose for you. Because here's the cost of getting this wrong. Intensity can look like intimacy, and projection can impersonate destiny. Picture this. You miss a train, step into a quiet cafe, and someone's story finishes your sentence. No fireworks, just time slowing down, as if the room exhaled. Jung called it synchronicity, meaningful coincidence. The Stoic move isn't worship, it's attention. Ask, what is life inviting me to practice here? Clarity, courage, or pace? When you hold that posture, even fate becomes a teacher, not a trap. Inside each of us live ancient images, archetypes, the protector, the healer, the good parent, the lover. Sometimes we don't love the person in front of us. We love our reflection on their surface. If you're magnetized by calm, maybe you're projecting the protector. If you crave constant reassurance, maybe you're casting the perfect parent. Name the role and you take your power back. That's Jung's mirror. Now add the Stoic compass. Separate what's yours from what isn't. Your judgments, choices, and pace yours. Their approval, their timeline not yours to command. When Jung's mirror meets Stoic mastery, love stops being a rescue fantasy and becomes a practice of clarity. By the end of this video, you'll have 3 field tests to read any connection cleanly without abandoning your center. For now, try this. Hold the feeling without rushing the story. Ask 3 quiet questions. After being with them, do I feel steadier or spun out? Do my values stand taller or get negotiated away? Am I present to my real life or disappearing into a fantasy? If your chest expands, you're moving toward yourself. If it tightens, your body is telling a truth your mind hasn't said out loud. One more thing, there's a single after effect that exposes intensity pretending to be intimacy. We'll test it next, alongside 7 real-world signs of true connection. For now, keep your heart open and your hands on the wheel of your own mind. Real love doesn't ask you to perform, it asks you to become. You've probably felt it before, not the fireworks, not the perfect checklist match, but something quieter, deeper. 2 inner worlds vibrating on the same invisible frequency. Jung would call that resonance the unconscious, recognizing another soul. The Stoics would say, feel the pull, but keep your hands on the wheel of your mind. Because real love isn't applause, it's direction. It's when your inner compass finally points north and you find the courage to follow. Jung taught that we carry ancient images inside us. Archetypes, the mother, the father, the lover, the child, the hero, the betrayer. They live beneath awareness and silently guide what attracts us, what frightens us, what we call love. So when you meet someone strong and steady, maybe it's not just your type. Maybe an old image wakes up the protector you've longed for, or the courage you've avoided living. That's not wrong, it's human. But here's the trap: projection. We don't always love the person. We love our reflection on their surface. We hand them a script from our unfinished story, then ache when they forget their lines. How do we step out of the theater? Jung's answer: pull the projection back. See the other as they are, limited, luminous, human. The Stoics echo it. Separate what's yours from what isn't. Your judgments, choices, effort yours. Their past, their moods, their myths, never yours to control. When you merge Jung's mirror with Stoic clarity, love stops being a rescue fantasy and becomes a practice of awareness. You keep your center while keeping your heart open. Let's ground this. Sarah, mid-30s, independent, confident. She meets Daniel, calm voice, patient eyes. She feels safe. Finally home. 2 months later, she's editing herself, laughing softer, holding back opinions, skipping the gym just to stay available. On paper, it's romantic. Inside, she's shrinking. A Jungian lens would ask, which archetype are you projecting? The devoted lover? The good girl afraid of loss? A Stoic lens would ask, which value are you trading for approval? When Sarah finally writes it down, the truth stings. This isn't love expanding her. It's fear negotiating her down. Now flip the scene. Marcus meets Elena, spontaneous, creative, a beautiful mess against his tidy order. He's rattled, then alive. Forgotten parts wake up. Curiosity, play, wonder. He doesn't abandon discipline. He adds color. He keeps his word, his structure, his self-respect, but he also paints on Saturdays and laughs again. That's what true resonance feels like. It disturbs you, then deepens you. Not a sugar high, but a steady current. Not costume, but homecoming. Real love, Jung says, is a spiritual catalyst. It exposes your whole self, light and shadow. The Stoics would call that virtue in practice. Wisdom to see clearly, courage to act rightly, temperance to stay balanced, justice to honor the other as a person, not a projection. That exposure can feel raw, but it's the only terrain where healing happens, because you can't transform what you refuse to see. Love makes you visible to yourself, uncomfortable, but sacred. So ask yourself, 1. What in me is waking up? If it's tenderness, honesty, creativity, you're expanding. If it's constant anxiety or control, you're contracting. 2. Which archetype am I casting? Savior, healer, perfect parent? Name it, you take back your power. 3. What would self-respect choose? Marcus Aurelius said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. If being with them requires betraying your truth, it isn't love, it's self-abandonment disguised as romance. Tonight, draw 2 columns. Resonance, projection. Under resonance, list moments you felt alive, honest, calm after seeing them. Under projection, list the roles you secretly want them to play. If the projection column screams louder, pause. Not to punish yourself, but to protect what's sacred, your center. True love isn't erasing difference, it's aligning depths. Individuation means you stay a whole person, your path, your calling, while walking beside another whole person. 2 instruments, 1 song. If your melody disappears so theirs can dominate, that's not harmony, it's silence. The Stoics would remind you, no relationship is worth the price of your soul's voice. After a conversation, feel your body. Do you expand, spine tall, breath open, or shrink, rehearsing your words? The body tells the truth the mind avoids. Real love isn't a spotlight that blinds, it's a steady flame that warms while letting you see yourself clearly. Love will never demand you vanish. It invites you to arrive. In the next part, we'll test this compass against 7 real-world signs, so you don't just feel it, you can recognize it. Sometimes, love doesn't feel like fireworks. It feels like remembering someone you never met. Have you ever met a person who felt strangely familiar? Not because you knew them, but because something ancient inside whispered, I've seen this soul before. It's not logic. It's not coincidence. Jung would call it the unconscious, recognizing another. The Stoics would add, awareness must walk beside wonder, because what feels mystical may simply be your soul showing you where it's ready to grow. 1. The feeling of recognizing a familiar soul. It can't be reasoned. It can't be explained. Your mind steps aside, and something older, something sacred nods in quiet recognition. Jung called this the meeting of anima and animus, the feminine in man, the masculine in woman, both longing for balance. They don't complete you. They awaken the part you've kept asleep. A Stoic would say, pause. Feel the resonance, but keep your footing. Because love that begins in the unconscious must still be guided by consciousness. Without that awareness, the spark becomes smoke. 2. They awaken your shadow. Here's the paradox. The person who draws you most deeply often stirs what you least want to face: your jealousy, control, fear of rejection. Jung called this the shadow, the attic of the self, filled with traits we deny. Real love doesn't hide this attic, it lights it. As Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. The Stoics would echo, the obstacle is the way. When someone triggers you, don't run. Observe. What discipline is life demanding from you here? Are you ruled by impulse or guided by reason? The Stoic goal isn't to suppress emotion, but to study it like fire. Dangerous when wild, luminous when contained. Energize. They energize you, not drain you. Real love doesn't drain you, it recharges you quietly. It doesn't feel like caffeine, it feels like sunlight. Jung wrote, when two personalities meet, both are transformed. In chemistry, two elements can collide and explode or merge and create light. You'll know by the afterglow. If you're anxious, exhausted, or constantly censoring yourself, it's not love, it's survival. The Stoics would remind you, virtue is energy. A healthy connection strengthens your moral muscle. It doesn't weaken it. Ask yourself, do I expand around them or do I shrink to stay loved? 4. Two paths, one direction. True love doesn't erase individuality, it refines it. You stay fully your values, dreams, path, but now you walk beside another whole person. Jung called this individuation, becoming whole while staying distinct. When two individuated souls walk side by side, that's sacred alignment. The Stoics would say, the highest form of love serves virtue. It's not you and me against the world. It's you and me serving something larger than both of us. When love matures, it becomes a partnership of purpose, not possession. 5. Synchronicity. When time seems to disappear, sometimes the right person appears in what looks like accident. You miss a train, step into a cafe, and meet someone who alters your direction. Jung called it synchronicity, the universe speaking in symbols. The Stoics had their own word, amor fati, love of fate. Both point to the same truth. Every event, sweet or painful, arrives for your growth. So when synchronicity happens, don't crown it destiny too soon. Ask instead, what is life trying to teach me through this person? If the lesson brings you closer to integrity, it's guidance. If it pulls you into obsession, it's warning. 6. Belonging without performing. Real love feels like rest, not rehearsal. You don't have to audition. You don't have to impress. You are seen fully and still chosen. That's not laziness. That's peace built on truth. Jung said this happens when two souls recognize each other beyond masks and roles. The Stoics called that ataraxia tranquil, balance of the mind. When you're with the right person, silence isn't empty, it's alive. You can breathe, you can be. 7. Love forces you to choose truth. After all the resonance, coincidence, and awakening, one test remains: truth. Jung said love is confrontation with yourself. It burns illusion, ego, fear, until only what's real can stand. The Stoics warned, if it costs you integrity, it's too expensive. Because true love is not comfortable, it's clarifying. It asks, will you live as who you are, or keep performing to stay approved? Sometimes that honesty will cost you people who loved your mask, but it will give you back your soul. Final reflection. Real love doesn't arrive to complete you, it arrives to reveal you. It doesn't decorate your story, it evolves your soul. So when you meet someone who makes you feel both terrified and alive, don't rush, don't run. Stand still, observe, grow. Because maybe what you've met isn't a person, it's a mirror showing the next version of yourself. And if you can hold that reflection without losing your center, you've already begun to love not as fantasy, but as truth. In the next chapter, we'll go deeper into how to tell whether that mirror reflects your truth or just the shadow of your own longing. If a connection needs you to abandon yourself to feel alive, it's not love, it's a warning. You know the feeling, the late night scrolling, the song that suddenly cuts deeper than it should, the mind replaying 1,000 what-ifs while your body forgets how to rest. It feels epic, faded, cinematic. But the Stoics would ask one question: who is in command, you or the feeling? And Jung would add, are you meeting a real person or your own projection wearing their face? Because tonight's truth is simple. Intensity is not authenticity. The pattern of emotional addiction. It starts as electricity. You merge fast. Conversations stretch past midnight. Boundaries blur. Days revolve around pings, promises, and dopamine hits. Then the tremors start. You edit yourself to keep the peace. You apologize for having needs. Sleep fades. Work dulls. Joy becomes something you must earn through their attention. This isn't love, it's dependency. What Jung called excessive projection. You're not seeing them. You're watching old films of your own unconscious. The abandonment fears, the rescue fantasies, the perfect parent myth, all flickering across their face like a screen you mistake for destiny. The Stoic test of clarity. The Stoics, allergic to self-deception, would offer a clean test. After being with them, am I more in possession of myself or less? Marcus Aurelius wrote, you suffer when you hand your mind to what you cannot control. If love asks you to surrender your reason just to keep the spark alive, that's not romance, it's self-abandonment with a soundtrack. The real-life scene. Two people meet. Weeks feel like years. Us forms before the first argument ends. The chemistry? Unquestionable. But soon, decisions shrink. One stops seeing friends. The other edits opinions to avoid conflict. The pattern loops: bliss, trigger, explosion, apology, repeat. It feels passionate because the stakes are your identity. Jung would say, the unconscious is trying to liberate itself through the other, but both confuse the storm for depth. The Stoic move isn't coldness, it's clarity. Separate signal from smoke. If being in love costs you sleep, honesty, or self-respect, you're paying with your soul's currency, and that economy always collapses. The three markers: intensity versus authenticity. 1. After effect versus afterglow. Intensity spikes, then crashes. You feel high, then hollow. Authenticity leaves a steady glow. Less firework, more sunrise. You leave more grounded, not more addicted. 2. Performance versus presence. Intensity makes you rehearse, perform, manage impressions. Authenticity lets you be. You can say no, say that hurt, or stay silent without fear of losing everything. 3. Depletion versus discipline. Intensity drains your basics, sleep, focus, health, and calls it romance. Authenticity strengthens your structure. You keep your word, your work, your rhythm, because love honors your center. The Stoic tool. The 24-hour pause. Before any big decision, practice the Stoic pause, 24 hours of stillness. Then journal the trifecta. Facts, feelings, fears. Facts. What actually happened? Feelings. Name them without shame. Fears. The story your shadow is whispering. If I set a boundary, they'll leave. Write it down. You'll see the split between the story you're chasing and the life you're actually choosing. The Jungian mirror. Jung offers a mirror. What archetype am I projecting? Is it the healer who will fix your past? The hero who gives you purpose? The good parent who never leaves? Name it and you reclaim the power you outsourced. The person in front of you becomes human again, capable of kindness, failure, and growth. Not a god you must worship to feel safe. Codependency, the quiet drift. Let's talk without shame. Codependency isn't a flaw, it's a drift. You orbit someone else's moods and call it love. You trade your boundaries for proximity and call it loyalty. You tolerate disrespect then spiritualize it. Relationships are hard. But the Stoics did hard daily. They never glamorized self-betrayal. Courage means choosing short-term discomfort over long-term erosion. Justice means treating both of you as moral agents, not saviors or victims. Temperance means your yes has a backbone. Wisdom means knowing the cost of a beautiful lie. A 3-minute reality check. Try this for 7 days. 1. Energy log. After each interaction, write plus equals. Are you expanding or shrinking? 2. Truth line. Did you say one honest thing today that risked approval but protected your soul? 3. Boundary breath. Say, I care about you, and I need to move at a pace that keeps me honest. If that sentence ends the connection, you didn't lose love. You escaped a trap. The real difference. Authenticity isn't numbness. It can still be intense, but the difference is clarity. It returns you to yourself even as it draws you to another. Your values get louder. Your friendships deepen. Your work regains meaning. Your rest returns. Maybe what you called epic was just a loop. Maybe the bravest act of love this month isn't chasing, but pausing. Not performing, but protecting. To whisper to yourself, I want a love that doesn't require me to disappear. I want a fire that warms without burning the house down. The Stoics would applaud. Jung would smile because that's when the shadow steps into light. Intensity without integrity is just chemistry performing a magic trick. Real love isn't a crisis you survive, it's a clarity you live. If a connection demands you trade truth for thrill, walk yourself home. The right person won't ask you to dim your light to keep their flame alive. And in the next part, we'll turn this clarity into practice 7 daily signs that show a connection is real and how to nurture it without losing your center. If you don't know how to hold yourself, every love will feel like a rescue, and every rescue will feel like love. There's a quiet truth most people avoid. You can't recognize real love until you've learned to love yourself whole. Not the curated parts you post, not the strong mask you wear, but the soft, ashamed, unpolished corners, the ones that still tremble when touched. Jung once said, the most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. The Stoics would nod. The battle is not out there, it's within your judgments, your habits, your choices. Until you reconcile your own light and shadow, every relationship becomes a negotiation to fill a hole that only you can fill. Think about the last time you craved someone's attention like oxygen. Did you want them, or did you want relief? Relief from loneliness, from old stories, from the echo whispering, not enough. When we're strangers to ourselves, romance turns into compensation. We hand someone our unfinished work and whisper, please complete me. But love collapses under that weight. Jung called the alternative individuation not becoming perfect, but becoming integrated. You don't amputate the parts you dislike. You bring them home. The moment you do, you stop auditioning for love. You start sharing life instead of seeking rescue. The Stoic approach to emotional mastery. The Stoics were never emotionless. They were masters of awareness. Epictetus taught, notice the surge, then ask, what is in my control? Your honesty, your boundaries, your effort, your practice. Not their moods, not their timing, not your past. Marcus Aurelius journaled every night to stay near what was true. You can do the same. When your chest tightens, try the Stoic page of 3 lines. 1. Fact. What actually happened? No story. 2. Feeling. Name it without apology. 3. Need. What value or boundary asks for respect here? That's self-love with spine. Not comfort that hides the wound, but clarity that heals it. 2 portraits of the self. Portrait A, the borrowed self. Taylor enters love while still at war with himself. He hides small truths to keep harmony, says yes when he means no, avoids hard conversations. On the surface, romantic. Underneath, erosion. He isn't manipulative, he's hungry. He hopes love will silence the parts he hasn't faced. but every disagreement feels like rejection. Every silence feels like punishment. He's not loving, he's bargaining with fear. Portrait B, the held self. Jordan isn't finished, but he's honest. He's met his jealousy, his impatience, his longing to be chosen. He journals them. He trains them. So when love appears, he knows the difference between possessing and presenting. He can say, I care about you, and I need to move at a pace that keeps me truthful. He doesn't perform to be loved. He practices being real, so love has somewhere to land. What changed? Not luck, but the relationship each has with their own shadow. Jung said, when you accept the whole of you, another person stops being a pharmacy for your pain. The Stoics said, when your choices align with your values, you stop selling your peace for closeness. The practice of self-respect. Self-love isn't a scented bath or a self-care quote. It's a sequence of courageous micro-acts that rebuild your center. Tell the small, clean truth. I like you, and I need to move at a pace where I stay honest. If that truth breaks the spell, you didn't lose destiny, you escaped a fantasy. Protect the basics. Sleep, food, movement. If a connection bulldozes these, it's bulldozing you. Practice the no that preserves the bigger yes. No to performative texting. Yes to real conversation. No to guessing games. Yes to clarity. No to trading your values. Yes to taking heat for being yourself. Jung would add, befriend the part you want to hide. Sit with your jealousy until it reveals its tenderness. Sit with your fear until it tells its origin story. When you can hold those parts, you stop demanding your partner hold them for you. That's when love transforms from demand to gift. Gentle questions for self-reflection. If this person vanished tomorrow, would I still feel whole, or would I collapse because I outsourced my wholeness? What do I secretly hope they'll fix that I'm avoiding facing? In what specific ways does this connection help me live my values, wisdom, courage, temperance, justice more clearly? Self-love doesn't mean isolation. It means you no longer use anyone to avoid meeting yourself. From that place, I love you stops meaning, complete me. It starts meaning, I recognize your light, and I'll guard it as I guard my own. People who've done inner work feel different in the room. They don't cling, they choose. They don't perform, they presence. They don't promise safety they can't control. They promise truth they can live. The 7-day inner primer. Day 1, mirror minute. Stand. Breathe. Name 3 parts you respect in yourself and 1 tender part you're learning to hold. Day 2, value audit. List your top 3 values. For each, write 1 action that proves it this week. Day 3, boundary sentence. Rehearse 1 line for pressure moments. I want this to work, and this is what respect looks like for me. Day 4, shadow dialogue. Free write 10 minutes from the voice of your fear. Thank it for protecting you. Tell it your adult plan. Day 5, integrity date. Spend 1 hour doing something that makes you like yourself more alone. Day 6, truth reps. Share 1 honest thought with someone safe. Feel the flinch. Keep breathing. Day 7, choice check. Review your week. Did your choices make you larger or smaller? The quiet transformation. Do this long enough, and something shifts. You stop chasing people who won't choose you because you've already chosen yourself. You stop calling chaos chemistry because your nervous system has learned the taste of peace. You stop mistaking intensity for intimacy because you finally know intimacy with you. Real love doesn't come to patch your cracks. It arrives when you've made peace with them. It doesn't ask you to disappear to stay chosen. It asks you to appear fully and steadily. When you love yourself with both discipline and tenderness, you don't need someone to fill your emptiness. You invite a partner to share your fullness. And if you're ready, in the next segment, we'll turn this inner strength into outer skill. How to communicate your truth without losing the connection you care about. Are you loving from truth or just trying not to be alone? Take a slow breath with me. This is the question most of us avoid because if we answer honestly, something in our life might have to change. The Stoics called that moment the beginning of wisdom. They didn't reject emotion. They just refused to be ruled by it. And Jung, he gave us a mirror and said, "Look at the whole of you. Between the two, we find a compass. Not to judge our love, but to locate it." So tonight, let's ask 6 questions that will pull you out of illusion and back into your center. 1. Am I loving from truth or from fear of loneliness? Fear whispers, any connection is better than silence. Truth whispers, I would rather be alone than abandon myself. The Stoic test is simple. Is my judgment clear? If your choices shrink, your life less sleep, less peace, less integrity, then fear is driving, no matter how romantic the soundtrack is. Jung would say, look underneath the fear. Is it the child terrified of being left? Or the hero exhausted from carrying everything alone? Name the part that's driving and you take your power back. 2. If this person vanished tomorrow, would I still be intact? This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. The Stoics practice negative visualization not to expect loss, but to build resilience. Ask, if this disappeared, would I remain myself? If your answer is no, that's not shame, it's a sacred signal. You've outsourced too much of your wholeness. Jung would call that a pause in individuation. You merged where you needed to mature. The goal isn't detachment, it's capacity to love deeply without disappearing. 3. Do I become larger around them or smaller? Larger doesn't mean louder. It means clearer, braver, more aligned with your values. Watch the small data of your week. Do you tell more clean truths or more polite lies? Do your friendships, focus, and health grow or dim? Marcus Aurelius wrote, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. If you must bend your truth to hold the bond, you're paying for closeness with your soul's currency, and that is always too expensive. 4. Am I abandoning dreams to keep the peace? Here's the quiet danger. You don't quit your dream in one dramatic gesture. You delay it, one small compromise at a time. You skip the class just this week. You shelve the idea until things calm down. You silence a conviction to avoid conflict and call it maturity. The Stoics would call that mislabeling. Jung would call it self-betrayal, disguised as devotion. Real love doesn't demand you sit down. It gives you wind for your path. 5. Am I evolving or being edited? Evolution feels like oxygen. You stretch and your lungs still fill. Editing feels like holding your breath. Ask yourself, after deep conversations, do you feel clear or careful? In Jung's language, clarity means your shadow is being integrated. Carefulness means it's being hidden again. In Stoic terms, clarity is when your actions follow reasoned values. Carefulness is when you perform to control outcomes that aren't yours to control. 6. Is my inner voice a wise intuition or a loud committee? Jung trusted the quiet voice of the self, the knowing that doesn't shout, but many of us confuse anxiety with intuition and guilt with conscience. A calibration tool. Wise intuition remains after rest, food, and movement. Fear-based stories fade once your body is cared for. The Stoic lesson: tend to the vessel first. A dysregulated body makes counterfeit prophecies. 6 practices to anchor the true 3. 1. Integrity is greater than intensity. When in doubt, choose what preserves self-respect over what preserves momentum. If intensity demands you betray a value, it's not intimacy, it's compulsion. 2. Energy ledger. After each interaction, write plus equals plus. I'm fuller minus I'm drained equal neutral. Patterns never lie. 3. Truth reps. 1 honest sentence a day. I want this and I need, or that hurt, and I'd like us to slow down. If love dies when you tell a gentle truth, you didn't lose love, you lost the illusion. 4. Dream non-negotiables. List 3 actions that protect your calling this month. A class, a morning ritual, a creative block. Defend them like oxygen. 5. Boundary breath. A line to memorize. I care about us, and the pace that keeps me honest is my way of protecting us. 6. Quiet. Test. After a date, a call, or a fight, sit in silence for 5 minutes. If your chest expands, you're in alignment. If it hardens, your body is warning you. Listen. A short story. Mia's turning point. A listener once told me, I can't tell if it's love or fear. So we built her week around these 6 questions. She tracked her energy. She named her non-negotiables. She practiced 1 honest sentence a day. In 30 days, the fog lifted. The connection didn't end, but the pattern did. The moment she stopped abandoning herself, the relationship had 2 choices: grow up or fade out. It grew up, not because she begged for more, but because she became more. That's the paradox. You don't attract the connection you cling to. You attract the one you can stand in. Closing reflection. So ask yourself, are you loving from truth or just avoiding the silence? If you're brave enough to ask, you've already changed the outcome. Jung believed the soul knows the way home. The Stoics believe you have the strength to walk it. Together, they give us a map, where love isn't a storm that sweeps you away, but a climate you can live in clear, steady, and deeply human. Real love will never ask you to trade your values for a Valentine. It will ask you to bring your whole self and stay. If tonight's questions stirred something, keep them close. In the next chapter, we'll turn this inner clarity into outer communication. How to speak your truth without turning love into a battlefield. Love is not a place you arrive, it's a door you're brave enough to walk through. We spend years chasing destinations, the right person, the right timing, the perfect feeling that finally lets us exhale. But real love doesn't wait at the finish line. It stands at the threshold, quiet, unassuming, inviting you into the untamed territory of your own soul. Here, maps don't help. Logic only lights the first few feet. Jung would say, this is where the unconscious becomes your guide. The Stoics would say, bring your reason, bring your discipline, and walk with your eyes open. The door between comfort and truth. So let's stand at that door together. On one side lies comfort, the fantasy where someone arrives to fix you, to tidy the chaos, to make life make sense. On the other side lies truth, where you bring your entire self, the wounds you hide, the longings you barely whisper, the shadows you've been running from, and the light you're still learning to hold. You don't leave any of it outside. You bring it with you, because love that can't hold your fullness isn't a home, it's a wish. From seeking love to living truth. Here's the shift that changes everything. Stop asking, do they love me? Start asking, am I being honest with myself? The first question keeps you waiting at other people's doors. The second opens your own. The Stoic reminder, your integrity is yours to command. No one can give it or take it without your consent. And Jung adds, the deepest compass isn't approval, it's alignment. That quiet moment when what you feel, what you value, and what you choose begin to rhyme. The moment of recognition. Picture this. You're at a crowded gathering. Conversations hum. Glasses clink. Laughter rises and falls. Then one exchange, one glance, one sentence. And suddenly, everything softens. Not fireworks. Clarity. And for K. Clarity. Something in you recognizes something in them. You don't need to name it or rush it. The question isn't, is this fate? The question is, can I stay honest as I step closer? Bring your center with you. Keep your promises to yourself. If the connection is real, it will honor that. If it's not, your honesty will protect you faster than any checklist ever could. The courage to stay awake. Because true love doesn't ask you to go blind, it asks you to go deeper. The Stoics called it proharasis, the sovereign seat of choice. Your choices travel with you into every room, even the ones that feel like destiny. So when your heart begins to lean, let your judgment walk beside it. Don't make a vow your courage can't keep. Don't hide a truth your body will have to carry later. Speak the real thing kindly. Move at a pace where your integrity can breathe. A bond that dies in the presence of truth was never the kind you could live in. Jung's reminder: bring your shadow. Jung would invite you to bring your shadow to the door too. Not to sabotage you, but to keep you awake. Ask gently, what part of me is scared right now? What part wants to rush? What part craves being chosen so badly it would trade self-respect for certainty? Sit with those parts. Name them. Thank them for trying to protect you. Then bring them along not as drivers, but as passengers. That's how you cross the threshold without leaving yourself behind. The mystery and the map. Sometimes, love arrives with a synchronicity you can't explain. Timing aligns. Words echo. You hear your own life reflected back in someone else's voice. Don't run from that. Don't worship it either. Do what Marcus Aurelius did each morning. Return to what's in your control. Your attention, your effort, your honesty. Ask, does this help me become more truthful, more courageous, more fair, more steady? If the answer stays yes, even when it's hard, that's not infatuation. That's formation. Practice. 3 acts of courage. Next time your heart stirs, try this. Name the truth you fear to speak. I'm interested, and I want to go slowly enough to stay honest. 2. Guard one non-negotiable. Sleep, a creative hour, your morning walk, whatever keeps you whole. If love asks you to abandon it, that's not love, it's a bargain. 3. Take the quiet test. After time together, sit alone for 5 minutes. If your chest expands, you're moving toward yourself. If it tightens, your body is warning you, listen before your mind explains it away. The real invitation. In the end, love is not a certificate that says you made it. It's a living invitation. Bring your whole self and keep becoming. The wilderness isn't out there. It's in here, in the parts of you finally asking for daylight. When a presence or a sentence makes your heart brush against truth for reasons you can't explain, maybe the door has already opened a few inches. Your task isn't to force it or to flee it. It's to walk through with your integrity intact, the final compass. If you remember nothing else, remember this. The most important question isn't whether they love you, it's whether the way you love them keeps you honest. When love and truth stop fighting and start walking side by side, the path will still be rugged, but it will be yours. And that changes how you stand, how you speak, and how you sleep at night. So take one breath now, hand on your chest, whisper, I'll tell myself the truth first. That one promise turns the dark forest into a navigable trail. And on the other side of that trail, love isn't a dream you chase, it's a reality you can finally live in.